Welcome to Cooking with T. I am so excited. This is our very first cooking session and cooking lesson, and I just cannot wait to kind of dig in and show you guys some of the things that I've learned over the years as it pertains to cooking. So today we are going to be making a sugar cookie. Now I love these sugar cookies because they're chewy, they're soft, you don't have to refrigerate them before baking, and they have a long shelf life, meaning that they will not dry out and become stale within a day or two. These particular sugar cookies last to about 5 to 7 days, and they will stay soft and stay chewy throughout that process. So the first thing we're going to do is measure out our ingredients. And so first we're going to do 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. The first thing I like to do is what we call in culinary school mise en place, meaning everything in its place. So the first thing you will need, let me move some of these attachments out of the way. I'm going to be using a stand mixer to make these cookies. If you have a hand mixer, you can use a hand mixer, but we're going to use a stand mixer with a paddle attachment. That's what we're going to be using today. So we're going to go ahead and put that on there. And so again, going back, we're going to do 2 3/4 cups of flour. Here's one. I like to use little dishes to kind of keep my ingredients in order. So that would be 1 cup there. Here is our 2nd cup. And then we're going to do 3/4 of a cup. Now the 3/4 cup is a little tricky. If you don't actually have a 3/4 cup, which most people do not, what you're going to do is you're going to get 1/4 cup and you're going to measure that out 3 times. Okay? And we're going to put that to the side. This is our 2 3/4 cups of flour. The next thing we're going to get is our 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I tend to change out my baking soda every 30 to 60 days. I don't like it over because then it loses its potency. Okay, and then we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, not to be confused with your baking soda. And then we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then measuring all these ingredients out will ensure that you have a smooth transition as you're going through ingredients and putting things together. So make sure you take the time out, although it's a bit time consuming, to go ahead and measure out your ingredients ahead of time. Okay? The next thing we need is 1 cup of unsalted butter. Now, if you have sticks of butter like this, 1 stick is going to be 1/2 cup. So 1 cup you just need 2 of those. These have already been brought down to room temperature, so they're not cold at all. You want to make sure that you can put an indentation with your finger into the butter and and not just press all the way through, because if it does that, then it's too soft. You want, if it doesn't give you an indentation at all, then that means it's too cold. You want it room temperature. This will make sure that our batter and our dough gets the right consistency when we're mixing in the mixer. So then we have 1 large egg. I'm going to go ahead and crack that egg now. Okay, we're going to need 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And then we're going to need a 1/4 cup of sugar. So we have that one, and then we're going to need another 1 cup and 2 tablespoons of sugar, and this is granulated sugar. And last but not least, we're going to do 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Now this brown sugar is going to be our secret ingredient. Most sugar cookies, you will not find this brown sugar element in it, but this brown sugar here is what's going to help our cookies stay soft. This is what's going to help us give it the spread that it needs to, so that we don't have to put it in the refrigerator to cool before baking. So this brown sugar is what is going to set your cookies apart, your sugar cookies rather, apart from any other sugar cookie. Okay, now that we have all of our ingredients measured out, we're going to line 2 trays with parchment paper. So you want to get 2 full trays and line them with parchment paper like I did here. We also want to set our oven to 350 degrees, which I've already done. So now we're going to mix all of our dry ingredients. So we're going to take our 2 3/4 cups of flour. We're going to put that in a bowl. Okay. We're going to do our baking soda in there. Baking powder, and our salt. Okay, and we're just going to get a whisk, and we're just going to mix all those ingredients together. You just want to make sure that those ingredients are well incorporated, so that when we get ready to add our dry ingredients, it'll be an easy process. Okay, we're going to go ahead and set that to the side. And so now, in our bowl, we're going to go ahead and add our sugar. And that's our granulated sugar as well as our brown sugars. We are going to then add in our 2 sticks of butter. Spatula and just scrape up whatever excess butter is on the actual packaging. I'm excited about these sugar cookies. My kids have been asking me for these sugar cookies, and so they're going to be happy that I actually went ahead and made their sugar cookies. Okay, once we got the butter in there, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn our mixer on to medium speed. So we make sure that when we're mixing that we get a light and fluffy butter combination. And so I'm just gonna show you really quick what that looks like. So you see here on top that you have this yellowish color. You're looking for it to be light and fluffy like this. This is the consistency and the texture that you are looking for. Ooh, and this is called the creaming method. We are creaming our butter and sugars together. So we call that the creaming method. Okay, so now that we got our butter and our sugars nicely combined into a light, fluffy mixture, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna turn our mixer back on, and now we're gonna add our eggs. You wanna add it until it's just combined, because we don't wanna overmix our cookie dough. Now that we have that just combined, we're gonna go ahead and throw in our vanilla extract. Let that mix. Now I'm gonna slide on my guide so I can add my dry mixture. Maybe I'll go smaller one. Okay, so once you got the flour in there and you got a decent blend on there, we're gonna go ahead and take this off. Because again, we don't want to over mix it. So you're gonna mix this in there until it just comes together. Scrape this off. Now your dough should not be sticky. Okay, we don't want a sticky dough, so it shouldn't be sticky and it should not be soft. So this is what you're looking for, something that's pulled together but not wet. So you're going to take your spatula and you're just going to incorporate the rest of those wet and dry ingredients together so we can prepare to scoop this out. Okay, so we have our sanding sugar. We put our dough into a separate bowl. We have a cookie scoop or an ice cream scoop. This one that I'm using today is, how many pounds is this one? This is the smaller of the cookie scoops, but this is a ice cream scoop. So you want to take your cookie dough, roll it into the ball, put it into your sugar. You want to use sanding sugar. That'll give you the best effect when it comes to these cookies. And then you just want to lay them out on your parchment paper like such. You don't need to flatten them. You don't need to do anything else to them. We're just going to roll them, put them in the sugar. And we put them on the cookie tray. And that's what we're going to do with all of our dough. Now, if there is some other, I have other color sanding sugars that I'm going to be using. I have some iridescent right here that I'm going to use. And in the making of your dough, if you find that your dough is too soft, then just go ahead and add, if this isn't the consistency or the texture that you get at the end of your process, then what you want to do, if it's too soft, then you want to just add a tablespoon of flour at a time until it comes to the consistency that you want it to be. Okay, so we have one of our cookie trays lined with parchment paper completely filled. You want to put 12 cookies on each tray, 3 across, 4 lengthwise. You want to make sure that you leave enough room for your cookies to spread. So we're going to go ahead and pop these in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. As you can see, our cookies are now out of the oven. I baked these for about 10 minutes. You can see that they're still poofy. So what we want to do is we want to let them rest on this tray for about 4 to 5 minutes, and then we're going to transfer them to a wire rack. So we went ahead and took them out of the oven, and as you can see, that gave it a nice spread. So we didn't have to press it, we didn't have to chill it, and because of the extra sugar in the with the addition of the brown sugar, we got a nice spread on our sugar cookies. So once we take them out the oven, we're gonna let them sit on the pan for 4 to 5 minutes, and then we're gonna transfer them to a wire rack, and we're gonna let these cool the duration of the time. Here's our final batch of sugar cookies. As you can see, they're soft, they're gooey, they spread nicely, and the kids and your family will absolutely love them. So go ahead and make these up. Please leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this recipe. If you choose to make this recipe, please take a picture of it, tag us in it, and let us see what you come up with. Let's see what beautiful color you decide to sugar your cookies with. Until next time, thank you for tuning in with Cooking with T.